Hello, so I've been asked to produce a video on how I do my revision timetables for parents who wish to do the same kind of thing with their children who are going through their year 11 or year 13 big exam period. The reason for my timetable is to allow the child to still feel like they have got a social life, like they have got time to be themselves, and to actually, it sounds crazy, but to enjoy the experience of work. Yeah. Let's put it. At the end of the day, this is like a start of their real world, which will involve doing quite a lot of stuff that they don't want to do, so they can get rewards later on. So we really need to help them. So that's what my revision guide is there for, is to help support that. On top of that, I have to teach them and develop them and train them ready to sit 3 maths exams if it's GCSE. And these 3 maths exams sit around another 20 exams that they have to take over a period of 4 weeks. So isn't it within my interest then to try to provide an environment where they're less stressed, so then they can do well in my exams that they do for me also. So of course it does. Of course it benefits me to try to help them. And again, that's another reason why revision timetables are good. They help every subject if done properly. So my what I need for mine is a personal one-to-one consultation period with the student in question. So what I do is I have a series of interviews, maybe 1, sometimes 2 interviews. So interview 1. Okay, so interview 1 is where I just get the student to discuss their plans at home and how much time they can give to revision. Straight away, because it's something that they want to do, they'll say, oh, I can give 2 hours a night, 3 hours a night, no problems. And you've really got to bring that down. 3 hours a night revision, starting in January, they're going to have no life, they're going to be burnt out. And also, it's not manageable. It is not manageable. Parents' evenings, 16th birthday parties, outings with family, all sorts of things go on. So 3 hours, every time you don't do 3 hours a night, it hurts. Let's remember that. We're setting something in stone for them to do, and every time they don't do it, it's going to hurt. So you need to have contingency plan for those times, because there are times when the child just cannot do that particular night. So I tend to not ask them to do greater than an hour and a half per night. That's 3 30-minute sessions. A 30-minute session is for each subject, so I set them 3 subjects to deal with. And actually, even 3 subjects is probably not true. What I set is 3 exams. So interview 1 discusses how an hour and a half can be used, how they're going to use the hour and a half. Are they going to do half an hour in the morning, and then half an hour when they come back from school, have something to eat, and then half an hour, and then have the rest of the day? Are they going to be brave enough to do 1 hour before in the morning, and then come home and do half an hour? I always try to get them to do something in the morning, because again, that's good practice. Get up early, wake yourself up with some work, so you're prepared for an exam. Is far better than waking up 5 minutes before you're expected to perform. So interview 1, establish the environment, talk about what these 30-minute sessions are about, what you can do in them, and how important it is that 30 minutes is all you're going to be doing on each exam, not subject. And then I ask them to list all their subjects, and it's usually 10 subjects perhaps, or 11, 1 to 11, with 1 being the most amount of work they need to do on that subject, and 11 being the least. Okay? From that point, they need to then go out and chase all the exam dates for all their exams. And then that brings me into doing my timetable, which I'm going to show you now. Okay, so here is a timetable that I've done for somebody already. I'm just going to move my and zoom in on a few different elements. So first of all, if you can see along the top, I've got here rank, date order, the exam, the date of the exam, this thing called sessions I'll come to in a while, and then the dates running across. And then when you see it highlighted, that's when we have a week off for a holiday period. There's Easter. And these brown ones are the week before the actual exam comes. So that just gives you an idea what's going on. So that's that. If I then talk about what I do, so I put them in date order when I print them out, so you kind of knowing where you're going to be faced, what exams you got first, second, and so on. So this person's got their French listening and reading exam, then their French writing exam. Excuse that typo there. There we go. Oh, what's going on now? I don't know what's happened there. It's it's all live recording. That's good. So you got French listening and reading, French writing, then biology 1, then chemistry 1, English lit 1, and so on. What I asked her to do, or this student to do, was to put them in rank order for me. So she did. So her top subjects that she needs to do the most work in is maths. So that's got rank number 1, and I've just called them 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. And then it was chemistry, then it was biology, and so on. I won't go down to the bottom just in case. but that's the key thing. And these sessions are how many times I've highlighted a week for when this child here is going to revise that particular exam. So the week commencing the 5th of February, Monday to Friday, this student is going to work on maths paper 1, 30 minutes a day, Monday to Friday, as well as chemistry paper 2, and as well as English language paper 1, and that's going to be Monday to Friday. So if you can imagine, that's a 2.5 hour bit of revision for that week on that particular exam. And between 22nd of January, this week coming, and the end of, by the time the exam comes, there will be 4 of these sessions on maths paper 1. That is equivalent to 10 hours worth of revision over that period of time. And if you think about maths being a whole subject, well, then that's going to be 10, 20, 30, 35 hours worth of revision for the whole subject. And when you tell the student that, they go, wow. They do feel like they're going to be here. They're not panicking about not giving the subject enough time. 35 hours, including your lessons, including your homeworks. 35 hours of revision before those exams come. So if I just zoom out, give you a greater idea of what this person has got to face. So that's what they have when they have their... And this is obviously in rank order, but if I put it back into date order, then you'll see that it looks a bit like that. So every Sunday they're going to prepare stuff. Okay, and here's all the exams. So you can see quite a hefty schedule, hence why we need to do it early. Right, I'm just going to zoom back in now on my rules that I set them all just so they know what's going on. And here are the rules. I'll read them out just in case you can't see them. So each day must contain at least 3 sessions. As we get on and we get close towards exams, I actually start putting 4 or 5, and in the holidays I might input 6 sessions in there, but at the beginning I only put 3. Each session is 30 minutes long exactly. No more, no less, exactly. Each session is to be timed and must not have any distracting items around. Number 4. Revision will only take place Monday to Friday. 5. Weekends, and again, excuse the typo, I'm just seeing that. There we go. Weekends are aside for emergency revision if a session has not been able to be done. For example, parents' evening or 16th birthday party or something. All 2.5 hours of revision for that exam is to be arranged in a box ready for the week to come. This is to be done no later than the Sunday before. And what I found is when students talk to their teachers about, can I have some work for this week because you're on my revision guide this week, the teachers feel amazing that this child's actually giving their subject such time, and it works to a great relationship in the last year of their school. These sessions are on top of lessons, homework, or revision classes set by your teachers. That's why I say don't set yourself 3 hours a night, because you've got so much other things going on. And then finally, oh my gosh, another typo. Oops. Sessions can be morning, afternoon, or evening, and I would always suggest that one be in the morning. No better way to start the day. And that is my timetable. So that's that really. That's what I do. I create those, and then what I do is I print off 2 copies in A4, one for the child to have in their bag or whatever to take to school, one for the parent to have or guardian, so they know what they're supposed to be going on, and do an A3 one, which the student can put in the bedroom wall or study wall, wherever they've got going on there. So that's kind of things. I have in the past also written a blanket letter where they can take to parents, because you have some students that just don't like talking to teachers. So I'll give them a letter where they can write in, dear Mr. Doe, I'm revising for paper 1 in a week's time. I'd like about 2 hours worth of work. Is it possible for you to guide me into where to get something like that? And then I hand that letter in, and then they chase it up themselves. So yeah, very supportive, I think. Really important. I've had some great reports and feedback from them, but like I said, it's not for everybody. And if you've got anything better than this, I'm more than happy to hear it. All right, and cheers. See you soon. Bye.